Have you ever seen something that completely changes the way you look at the world? In 2015, a short film quietly appeared on YouTube. No Hollywood budget, no famous actors, just a small Hungarian production team, and a story so devastating that it was instantly shared millions of times by people who couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm warning you right now, this story is going to break your heart. But I need you to stay with me until the end, because the twist in this video is one you will never forget. The film opens on a car pulling up to an orphanage. The engine idles. A man steps out. Sitting on the front steps, entirely alone, is a young girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old. She has messy red hair, wide, uncertain eyes, and a battered doll clutched against her chest like a lifeline. She's been waiting. The man opens the passenger door and she climbs inside. She doesn't speak. She curls up in the seat, pulling her knees to her chest. Everything about her body language is screaming the exact same thing. Please, don't hurt me. As they drive, the man glances over. He reaches out and gently pats her on the head. It's a small gesture, almost nothing, but you can see it in her face. A flicker. The corners of her mouth lift just barely. If you look closely, you can almost hear her thinking, maybe this time, it'll be different. On the drive, the father is eating a snack. The little girl watches him. She's not begging, she's just looking. It's that quiet, hopeful gaze of someone who has learned very early in life not to expect anything. He notices, and without a word, he shares a piece with her. She eats it quickly, gratefully. Back at the house, we meet the family's biological daughter. Her mom leans over and kisses her on the cheek. It's warm. It's easy. It's the kind of casual affection that only exists in homes where love has never been a question. Then, the front door opens. Dad walks in, and hiding behind his legs is the red-headed girl. This is the moment that could go either way. But the biological daughter doesn't hesitate. She runs over, thrilled, instantly ready to accept this stranger as a sister. The red-headed girl is terrified. She approaches the mother slowly, watching her face for any sign of anger or rejection. But the mother just smiles. She reaches down and gently begins untangling the little girl's messy hair. And in that moment, something shifts inside the little girl. You can physically see her exhale. Her grip on her doll loosens. She starts to play. She starts to laugh. She runs with the family along sunlit paths, her red hair catching the light. For a brief, beautiful window of time, she is safe. She belongs. But then, something changes. It doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual. It's the way warmth drains from a room when no one's paying attention. The red-headed girl begins to flinch at loud noises. She recoils from bright lights. She gets anxious and restless. The innocent behaviors that once seemed endearing, her neediness, her intense desire to be held, start to annoy the parents. Then comes the incident. Red wine spills across a white tablecloth. The mother snaps. She yells, sharp, sudden, and cruel. The little girl shrinks into herself. And from that exact second, the warmth in the house is dead. The sister no longer wants to play with her. Worse, she starts tearing apart the red-headed girl's doll, the one thing she brought from her old life. Desperate for connection, the little girl follows the mother into the kitchen. She lightly tugs at her shirt. She isn't misbehaving, she's just a kid trying to figure out the rules of a world nobody taught her. She just wants to be loved. The mother pushes her away. She turns to her father at his computer. She hovers nearby, hoping he'll just look at her. He waves her off without even turning his head. And silently, a toxic question begins forming in the minds of this family. Why did we ever bring her here? She's too much, too needy, too broken. So, they come up with a plan. The father loads her into the car. She sits in the passenger seat. The same seat she sat in the day he picked her up. The same broken doll in her arms. The same wide, uncertain eyes. But this time, they aren't driving toward a home. He pulls onto a remote dirt road, somewhere far from town, far from anyone who might see what he's about to do. He stops the car, walks around to her side, opens the door, and just like the first time, he reaches out and gives her a gentle pat on the head. Everything will be okay. But this time, the touch is a lie. He takes the doll from her hands and throws it deep into the tall grass. She runs after it. It's pure reflex. The primal need to hold on to the one thing that has never abandoned her. And while her back is turned, he gets in the car. And he drives away. She turns around. She sees the car growing smaller in the distance. She stands perfectly still, the doll hanging from her hand, watching the only family she's ever known disappear. She doesn't scream. She doesn't chase him. She just stands there, thinking he might come back. Inside the car, the father looks into his rearview mirror for one last glance. And here is where the film does something that will shatter you. Because what the father sees in that rearview mirror is not a little girl. Standing alone on that dirt road, waiting for someone who is never coming back, is a dog. She was never a girl. Every single moment you just watched, the orphanage steps, the shy smile, the flinching at the loud noises, the spilled wine, the tugging at a shirt, the desperate need to just be noticed, all of it was a dog's experience. Reframed, repackaged, handed to you in a human body so you couldn't look away, so you couldn't scroll past and say, "Oh, it's just an animal." The film is called Gift, and it was made to break your heart, on purpose. The short was directed by Zofia Zhemberi. She knew that human beings have a terrible habit of going blind to animal suffering. She believed the only way to make us care about abandonment was to make us feel it as if it were happening to a human child. And it worked. The film has been viewed over 24 million times. But I want to talk to you about the numbers behind the film. According to the ASPCA, 7.6 million companion animals enter U.S. shelters every single year. To put that in perspective for you, that is the entire population of New York City. Abandoned. Every single year. Over 2.7 million of them will be euthanized. The dog who starred in this video? Her name is Heather. And thankfully, Heather is a rescue. She was adopted from a shelter in Hungary and was incredibly loved and pampered on set. The little girl who played her human counterpart, Julie, is safe and happy too. But millions of real-life Heathers out there are not. This is what this film forces us to sit with. You watched a family adopt a little girl. You watched them grow impatient. And when a man left her on a dirt road, you were horrified. It made you sick to your stomach. But when it happens to a dog, when it happens to millions of dogs, society barely blinks. This video doesn't ask you to pretend your pet is a human. It asks you for something much simpler, but entirely more profound. It asks you to treat them like they matter. Because a heartbeat is a heartbeat. Fear is fear. And the pain of a broken promise, no matter the species, leaves the exact same wound. The only difference is whether we care enough to see it. If this story made you feel something, share it. Not for my channel, not for the algorithm. Share it for the ones still sitting on the steps, hoping that someone will open the door and actually mean it this time.